Hi, everybody. This is Shelley from Healing Intentions, and this is our full moon forecast for May the 14th, 2014. Now, this full moon falls in Scorpio, which brings illumination. Now, I know that even last night, from everybody I've talked to today, that the dreams have been pretty intense, especially last night. Now, we normally always feel the effects of the moon, whether it's the new or the full, the night before, the day of, and the day after. So be prepared that you kind of get slammed during those 3 days, okay? And some people are always like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, it's just a cycle of the moon, okay? So breathe. You're not sick. Everything's okay. It's just that this is a little bit of a tough one because for the past little while, we've been asked to delve into the depths of our um, parts of ourselves that we did not want to see, face, acknowledge, or deal with because it was just too hard or too painful. And now it's really being brought to the surface, and we really don't have a choice. So, however it is, whatever it is that you're dealing with, just know that the sooner that you just face it, deal with it, put it into perspective, and then release it, the sooner that that clears way for more greater stuff. Okay? Now, I know it's hard and this hurts, but the strength and the awareness and the clarity that you will get from dealing with those things will really help propel you forward onto your new path. Okay? And we've been really talking about stepping into what fills your heart with joy. So if your heart is filled with old memories of pain and agony and all that kind of stuff, then you don't have space for happy, do you? Okay? Now, I know that this full moon, the main aspects of it are number one, balance. It's all about balance of perception. Now, also, too, the main point of the balance is how do you value yourself and how do others value you? Now, there can be a contradiction between that because a lot of times we are self sacrificing and we don't value ourselves as much as we should. And what that actually means is you place yourself second. You don't always place yourself first. Now, I know a lot of people are worried about dealing with the ego and how that comes into play. But if you're really honest about yourself and say that, when I say value, what I mean is how are you honoring yourself? How are you seeing yourself? How are you loving yourself? That's what, value really means, isn't it? It's about who we are as a whole person, not just one or two aspects or how we can help people or what people think of us. It's how do we value ourselves? And then you put that with how people value you, you kind of see that it's not always balanced. So be aware of that. Okay. Now, also, too, I know that a lot of people who are becoming aware or enlightened, as we like to say, as white lighters, that they're trying to find a balance and they're finding it hard. Even I am, even a lot of my friends are, that we're finding it hard to balance between the spiritual awareness and the fun that we have there to the actual mundane human life, which is having to be responsible and caring for things. But what I'm also seeing is that there's an awful lot of people who aren't exactly aware that they're sick of what they're doing or their existence and they want to become more, but they don't have an idea how. So I think if you can open yourself up to a lot of possibilities and experience a few new things, I think that that will lead you to new directions that you never thought that you were interested in going before. Okay? So there's where the balance comes in. We have to find the balance between our spiritual awareness and what our human responsibilities are. So that's always fun because I know it's a lot more fun to play in the spiritual than it is in the human, but you still have to pay your rent and the bills. So that's just a responsibility aspect of it, okay? Now, I also know too that one of the most important things that you can do for yourself right now is to enjoy yourself, to honor yourself, to actually allow yourself to experience every moment. Quit worrying about getting to the finish line. You have to experience every step. You have to enjoy the process. Without that, then you haven't really experienced anything, learned anything, and then in the end, when you do get to the end, it's not as great as you thought it was going to be because you didn't enjoy getting there. Okay, so just remember that. So the three most important parts: balance between how you value yourself and how others value you. Number two is the balance between the spiritual awareness and the human responsibilities. And number three, enjoying the ride. All right, everybody, have a wonderful full moon. Do your purging and dig deep and get past all that stuff and be grateful, because if you really look at it in a loving way, you'll see that you survived all of that. You are still who you are and a good person through all of it. And what the experiences were did not dictate who you are as a whole. Remember that, okay? I love you. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll talk soon. Bye.